I am GMX, and today I actually had nothing to review. Wait a second. The hell is... Whoa! Alright, now that's taken care of. Here's a look at Mass Effect 2, for Xbox 360 exclusively. This is Mass Effect 2. It's for the Xbox 360 and the personal computer. Now, once again, you're stepping into the role of the heroic Commander Shepard. You have to command your crew in a suicide mission in space, where you have to assemble your squad from the galaxy's most powerful mystics, geniuses, and convicts. Now, the main story of the game is to discover why humans are vanishing from the galaxy. If you follow the first game, it takes place 2 years after the events of the first Mass Effect. Now, as you can see, the cutscenes in this game are simply stunning. It's like definitely more than movie quality, my opinion. Now, this game depicts role-playing as well as third-person shooter. If you compare it to like Borderlands or Fallout, there are mostly first-person shooter games with role-playing theme where it was more role-player than shooter. However, in this one is actually a perfect balance between the two. Of course, role-playing and shooter. A good feature of the game is if you have saved data from the first Mass Effect on your Xbox 360 hard drive, you actually input a code and then you start exactly where you left off. Basically from armor, guns, and of course a bunch of references made from the first game. If you're familiar with Mass Effect, it's done by BioWare. They're actually developers for popular role-playing games. They did the first Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic, and they just recently did Dragon Age Origins. So, 2 awesome games made by a great game developer. Alright, I gave Mass Effect a 5 out of 5. Here's why. I like the fact that they blend a shooter game with a role-playing game. Kind of like Fallout and Borderlands, but not as good as Mass Effect. The fact that you interact more with the cast, awesome. Also, if you play the first Mass Effect, you can actually import, well not really import, you start off where you left off from the first Mass Effect in the sequel. Basically you have armor, weapons, they get started off in the beginning of Mass Effect 2. Plus they got a lot of references to the first game. Difficulty, also good. Could have been tweaked a little more, that's my professional opinion, but still, awesome game. What do you think? Alright guys, I have a new question for you this week. Since I'm doing a role-playing game, here's a role-playing game question. What do you guys think of the upcoming Star Wars The Old Republic going out for PC next year? Personally, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I would have liked Knights of the Old Republic 3 to come out before The Old Republic, but that's my opinion. What do you think? Alright guys, here's another true fact with GMX. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic was a 2003 Game of the Year, and the fastest completion time was held by Henrik Larsson in 3 hours and 14 minutes on the PC version of the game. Two versions, one for the original Xbox and one for PC. As always guys, you can still subscribe to my YouTube channel at AWR316 for all your shows, reviews, and updates right here from GamerX. And that's my review on Mass Effect 2 for Xbox 360. Keep watching right here from GamerX, where X marks the spot.